A tale of two states, the great fee divide. Kerala, God's own country, famed for its literacy and human development. But behind this veneer lies a harsh reality, a reality of exorbitant fees and penalties bleeding its citizens dry. Let's take a simple example, obtaining a birth certificate. In Kerala, this basic right can set you back by 500 rupees, sometimes even more. Contrast this with neighbouring Tamil Nadu, where the same service costs a paltry 30 rupees. This stark difference is not an isolated incident. From property registration to building permits, Kerala's fees dwarf those of its neighbour. While Tamil Nadu strives to make essential services accessible, Kerala seems determined to price its citizens out of their own existence. This begs the question, why the stark difference? Why must Keralites bear the brunt of this financial burden? The answer, as we delve deeper, lies in a system riddled with opacity, indifference, and a blatant disregard for the common man. This essay will expose this system, exploring the impact of these exorbitant fees on Kerala's citizens and the very fabric of democracy. We will then chart a path towards a fairer Kerala, one where essential services are accessible to all, not just the privileged few. The price of existence, everyday extortion in God's own country. For the average Keralite, navigating daily life is akin to traversing a financial minefield. Every interaction with the government, every basic service, comes at a premium. Want to register your land? Be prepared to shell out a small fortune. Need a building permit? Empty your pockets. Even death offers no respite, with exorbitant fees levied on death certificates and succession processes. This relentless financial burden has a crippling effect, particularly on the poor and marginalized. Imagine a daily wage laborer struggling to make ends meet, suddenly faced with a hefty fee for a vital document. This unexpected expense can push families into a vicious cycle of debt, eroding their already precarious financial stability. The impact, however, extends far beyond individual hardship. These exorbitant fees stifle economic activity, discourage investment, and perpetuate inequality. When the cost of accessing basic services becomes prohibitive, it creates a system where opportunities are reserved for the wealthy, leaving the poor trapped in a cycle of disadvantage. This is not just a financial crisis, it is a social and moral one, eating away at the very soul of Kerala's progressive ideals. Justice, a luxury for the wealthy? The Indian legal system, in principle, guarantees justice for all. However, in Kerala's fee-ridden reality, this principle rings hollow. The High Court fees, often exceeding those in other states, create a significant barrier to justice, particularly for the underprivileged. Imagine a small farmer cheated of his land seeking legal recourse. The exorbitant court fees alone can be insurmountable, forcing him to choose between his livelihood and his right to justice. This financial barrier to justice has far-reaching consequences. It undermines the rule of law, allowing the powerful to act with impunity while denying the marginalized access to legal protection. It breeds a culture of silence and acceptance, where injustice becomes the norm, especially for those without the means to challenge it. This situation is not just unjust, it is a threat to the very fabric of democracy. When access to justice is determined by the size of one's wallet, it erodes public trust in the legal system and undermines the fundamental principles of equality and fairness. Kerala, a state that prides itself on its progressive values, must confront this uncomfortable truth and take concrete steps to ensure that justice is accessible to all, not just the privileged few.